Coming up tonight on Primetime Local News, we have a preview on the Battle of the Badges charity hockey game. Plus, a Christian Academy is coming to Lloydminster in the fall, and our weekly edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
This Saturday, the Lloydminster Centennial Civic Center hosts the annual Battle of the Badges charity event, where the RCMP takes on the fire department. Our Randy Cormish has more.
The annual game is in honor of former Fire Chief Todd Gustafson, who sadly passed away. His dedication to the community and the fire department will be remembered throughout the event.
Yeah, so Battle of the Badges is a fun annual hockey game that we play the local RCMP in, and it's just to raise awareness about first responders, what we all do in the community, and then raising money for charities that stay in the community of Lloydminster.
The event promises an exciting matchup between the RCMP and the fire department. With doors opening at 11:30, fans are encouraged to come out and cheer on their favorite team. Each team also has their very own mascot, RCMP's Mountie and the fire department's Sparky.
The importance to me is it's to raise awareness, but also it's just fun. It's a good time. We all work together in the city here, and it's just great building within the emergency services.
Proceeds from the game will go to support local community organizations. Donations of cash or non-perishable food will be collected at the door.
Yeah, so we'll be raising money for the Salvation Army, the Olive Tree, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lloydminster.
This event not only promises an exciting game, but also serves as an important opportunity for the community to come together and support those in need. Randy Cormish, Primetime Local News.
The Lloydminster Public School Division debuted a new basketball academy this year. Our Lane Hoffert has more with this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
This school year, LPSD created 2 new sports academies, with each one running for a different semester. This semester marked the beginning of a brand new basketball academy designed for students with an intense love for the sport. The program aims to help push student athletes to new heights within basketball.
Basketball and volleyball academy, both of them were created for students that have a passion for that individual sport. Each program runs by semester, and so volleyball academy runs one semester and basketball academy runs the other semester. It's a program that's created for the whole school division, and so students from any of the middle schools and at the high school here can take the program.
Basketball Academy is about more than just learning and enhancing skills for the court. Basketball Academy Director Sheree Thomas says that being in a team environment allows players to learn skills that will help them in all aspects of life.
Sports and school go hand in hand. It's a good teaching tool for everybody. Sports relate directly to life. So it's communication, you learn dealing with different people, you learn life skills, so that's part of the reason why we want to do it.
Registration for LPSD Basketball Academy has already opened for the 2025-26 school year. Anyone interested in joining the program is encouraged to do so as soon as possible since spots are limited.
If people are interested in the program, you can go to the LPSD website. Also, registration is open today, and so if you would like to register for any of the academies that are available within LPSD, you'll be able to do that starting today.
And that's all for this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
This is your classroom. Hands-on learning like you've never seen.
We'll have more primetime local news after the break. Get ready for a magical night out as a local Lloydminster woman hosts a Getting Witchcrafty Manifestation Boxes event coming up on March 31st. And I had a chance to speak with the organizer to learn more about the mystical event. Today I'm joined by Shauna Van Olst, who's the owner of Gemini Soul Wellness, and she's hosting the upcoming Witchcrafty Women's Night Out event here in Lloydminster on March 31st. So thank you so much for joining me today, Shauna. Awesome.
It's my pleasure.
Wonderful, yeah. And so you're hosting a Getting Witchcrafty Manifestation Boxes event coming up on March 31st. So can you tell me more about what the event is about and what it'll be focusing on?
Yeah, so it is called Getting Witchcrafty, which is a little bit of play on the words witchcraft, although it is not solely about witchcraft. It's just a fun little name for it that I've given it. It is open to any women. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, if you are a specific religion. It is basically just a event to get women together to create something, to tap into that creative energy and learn a little bit about something. So we're doing manifestation boxes. Manifestation has become like a big thing for people. So with the boxes, you will be creating your own. I have wooden boxes that you'll be painting, you'll be decorating how you want with whatever flows from you. And then we'll be doing a bit of a little practice to infuse the boxes with your energy to manifest. A little bit of setting an intention to put in your manifestation box. We have some witchy brews, which is just an herbal tea that I specifically make with the intention for manifestation. And it's just a really fun time for women to get together to connect with communities. So if you come with a group of friends, if you come with a mom or a sister, or you come by yourself, everyone leaves having a good time connecting with people that are also just there looking for something fun to do, but also something to take home with you.
Absolutely. It sounds like a very fun event, a lot of manifesting. And so what inspired you to host a manifestation event like this?
So I've actually been doing these events for a couple of years now. We do quite a few different things. So we've done sleep pouches with different herbs in them. We've done chakra sun catchers. We've done little mini brooms. I've actually done the manifestation box one before, and the women that attended it really loved it and went home with some beautiful boxes. So like I said, it's just something fun that I like to create to bring women together in the community, because it was something when I started doing them that I wanted to go to but didn't see a lot of. So I created what I wanted to attend.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can't find it, why not just host one, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great mindset with it. And so what's your favorite part about it? Because there's so many things. Like you get tea, you get to interact with women, you have little boxes. As a host, what's your favorite thing that you see going on at the event?
The connection, that's the core of it for me, is the connection with people. In all the offerings that I do with my business, connection is one of the biggest things for me. Seeing other women feel okay in a space, because it is witchcrafty. Manifestation can be linked with that, but again, not is only related to that. So it's just a space for women to open up and share their opinions and their beliefs and their perspectives, and hear other women's ideas on things. So that is the core of it for me. And I'm a very crafty person. I like to create things. So I really enjoy having that be a physical part of the events.
Absolutely. Yeah, a bunch of women of all ages coming together with the same intent, positive intentions. That's a really, really fun event. And so is there anything else you wanted to add as well that we might have not already covered?
So if you are wanting to attend the event, you can register for the event. I do have a link. If you go onto my Facebook page, the event is in my upcoming events section, and the ticket link is in there, along with a little bit more information about it. That's the best way to register. So you can bring a friend, a coworker, a family member, or come by yourself. And it's always a really fun time with lots of laughter and shared connection.
Absolutely. Well, again, this sounds like a very exciting event. I'm looking forward for it. And yeah, good luck with it. Thank you again for doing the interview with us.
Thank you so much.
It can be difficult for children to split time between two homes when parents are already going through separation and divorce. Stacey Comer has more on how to make that transition a bit easier.
It's the time of the week when we're joined by Stephanie Dobson. Stephanie is a lawyer, mediator, and online educator with Hankett Divorce Law and Mediation. There's offices in Edmonton and Lloydminster. Stephanie, thanks for joining me once again.
Nice to see you, Stacey.
This week, Stephanie, we are tackling the first part of some tips on how kids can thrive in basically a two-home childhood, because especially, at younger ages, it can be very difficult. So we're going to get right into it and start with, what is your first tip to helping kids make it through what can be difficult for some of their childhood?
So tip number one, I encourage open dialogue with the children. So when the time comes that you do speak with the children about the separation, of course, there's so many things to consider. But in my opinion, one of the most important things is to make sure that they know that you're there to talk anytime. So just because you choose a Thursday after supper to talk with them doesn't mean that they have to ask questions or the whole dialogue has to happen at that time. They might not have questions right away. They may just need time to absorb the information that you're giving them. But I encourage parents, of course, to observe their children over time just to see how they're doing and make sure that even if they're not asking you questions, you might need to prompt them to ask their questions or to come to you when they're ready to open up.
Okay, and tip number two is create consistency and predictability in the parenting schedule as much as possible.
Yeah, so we've talked a little bit about this when we talk about building parenting plans, but a parenting schedule will look very different for every family. So sometimes there's an unpredictable work schedule and you might have trouble coming up with setting that parenting schedule. But if you look at the theme, I would encourage parents to think about it from a theme point of view. So consistency and predictability are great ways to help children adjust to any schedule moving between their two homes. So something that allows them to know when they're going from home to home, and something that is a little bit more consistent on a calendar basis.
Okay, and the next tip is to encourage something that we're calling distance parenting. And that can either be done through phone calls or through FaceTime, video, however that it needs to happen. And why is that something that should be considered?
Well, distance parenting is really technology parenting. So being able to communicate with your child when you're not with them. So we don't know what your parenting schedule will be. Again, we're trying to create that predictability and consistency, but it may be equal time, it may be unequal time, but irrespective, it's really important for kids to stay connected with both parents. Of course, kids these days are very adept at technology, so it might be opportunities through Snapchat or through messaging. It might be through FaceTime or other kind of video messaging applications. But it's really important that even if something like messaging or video messaging doesn't occur spontaneously, so sort of random times during the day that you're messaging one another, I would certainly encourage you to set some times per week that you know that you'll be there to message, so you know that it happens. So the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you know that Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6:30, I'm going to make sure that I go on FaceTime with my kids, then you know that it's going to happen each week.
All right, and tip number four, and almost kind of an extension of this, I guess, is that children should never be used as a messenger. So if you're doing the video and phone calls, get the information yourself. Don't use the child as the one who's supposed to be relaying the messages.
Yeah, so certainly in those video messages or the chats, we want to keep it on kid-centered type of conversation. How was your day at school? What drama was there, or what did you do today? How was work? How was school? That kind of thing. But definitely, children should not be used as a go-between for communication between parents. It really does result in some in the children feeling like they're put in the middle. It also really creates that game of telephone tag where you say a message, or in a video chat you might say something to please tell your mom that or tell your dad that, and then that game of telephone tag happens where the message might get fuddled up, and we need to correct that. So it's best just to keep it between the parents if possible.
All right, and the last tip for today, Stephanie, is to maintain a quality relationship between the children and each parent.
Yeah, so we really want to try to avoid having kids take sides and allow the children to love both parents equally. Now, equal love doesn't mean equal in time. We're talking about quality of the relationship, not quantity of the relationship. So regardless of how much time the kids have with each parent, that quality of engagement is defined by things like engaging with each other regularly between parent and child, being actively involved and engaged with things that are important to them. So their school progress, their activities, going to their basketball games, that kind of thing, participating in day-to-day activities with them, like helping them with their homework or their music practice or playing basketball with them and helping them to improve their skills. Being available to them without distraction. Even having a meal together without electronics. Imagine that. Good old conversation at the dinner table. So really creating some special time with your kids is what's really important.
All right, Stephanie, well, thank you for that. And we will be back next week to continue with the next 5 tips on this subject. So thanks once again, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Sounds good, Stacey.
And now here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The Shine Christian Academy is once again coming to Lloydminster in the fall. Our Jackson Fontaine talked to a board member from the academy to find out more.
I'm joined here today with Dawn Stridehorst, who is a board member of the Shine Christian Academy coming to Lloydminster in the fall. So Dawn, could you just tell me what the academy is and what made you guys want to start it?
Well, from an organizational perspective, Shine is a homeschool cooperative, and we are a registered charity as well and not-for-profit organization. We do a 4-day school week and run actually from September till May. So we have a shorter academic year than a typical school would. It just allows a little more flexibility for our families to be able to integrate other learning opportunities for their children as well. And I think the best way to describe it would be like a hybrid environment of a traditional school with homeschooling within the flexibility that we allow. And yeah, our program that we run is a little bit different. It's mastery based, the way that the children learn, so they don't progress in their work until they've mastered the previous concepts. And what wanted us to start it, initially it was our president, who's our president. She was just kind of caught her attention online one day about a Christian academy, and she was at a point where she's kind of searching for other alternatives, and she just kind of dug in, and we started having local meetings in our community, and it grew with a big amount of interest at first. And no matter how many people showed up, there was always a consistent few of us that eventually formed our board to get things up and running.
And what would you say is the main purpose of this academy?
The mission of Shine Christian Academy is to facilitate academic excellence for our students with the integration of a Christian biblical worldview while promoting an environment that encourages the development of individual responsibility and a healthy sense of well-being in the student as a whole. So when we look at how we facilitate academic excellence, again, it goes back to the mastery-based learning. And upon registration, students actually do an academic assessment so that they have the foundation that they'll need to progress forward and essentially set up for success. And in turn, they're getting like a tailored learning plan. And then the hope is also that it's not too easy and it's not too hard. We really see a lot of benefit in, it's important that they're a little bit challenged to ensure that, you know, learning is happening and maximizing their potential.
Also, Dawn, who can participate in this academy and where can people sign up for it?
Participation, essentially any school-age student, we would be welcome to open the opportunity, particularly kindergarten. We run 2 days a week. And we do hope to have like a minimum of 5 registrants in order to be able to run the program, just because they do have their own learning space. All our other students we kind of run one-room schoolhouse style, but the little guys, they need more space and energy and those kinds of things. So we are on the lookout for that, particularly. The best place to reach out to us would just be through our website on the contact form on the website, which is www.scaalberta.ca.
So I mentioned this academy will be starting in the fall. Could you just clarify what days and how long it will be going for?
So we do Monday to Thursdays, so no Fridays, from the first Tuesday after September long weekend until the end of May. And then we don't convene on statutory holidays. And then we do the 2 weeks at Christmas and a week at Easter as well. And then just the 2 days a week for kindergarten, Mondays and Wednesdays.
Perfect. So Dawn, thank you for all the information today. Once again, that will be the Shine Christian Academy coming up in Lloydminster in the fall.
And now let's take a look at your pets of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
And just as we thought, it's finally getting warmer. Tomorrow we're going to be in the negatives again, with Thursday having 5 to 10 centimeters of snow and Friday being cold again, but getting a little bit warmer on Saturday. And thank you for watching Primetime Local News. I'm Asarta Lazo, and have a great rest of your day.